are ready to go, and so are the teams behind the Artane boys band. A wonderful set in Croke Park on the day of the Guinness All-Ireland hurling semi-final, the first of this particular fortnight. Of course, next week it will be the turn of Kilkenny against Tipperary, as Alan Brown, the man from Blackrock, leading out the Cork team. And wonderful support here for Cork in particular. I would think they outnumber Wexford by probably around 2-1 in terms of support. Let's check on the teams. And it's the third match in a row where the Cork selectors are in the fortunate position of being able to name the same starting 15. Diarmuid O'Sullivan went off early against Waterford, but starts again at number 4. One of the success stories for the Munster champions has been the consistency of their half-back line, where, remember, Tom Kenny and Ronan Kern are still in their very first season playing in the senior championship. And the main danger from a Wexford point of view would appear to come from Joe Dean and Setanta O'Halpine. But Ben O'Connor will also take very close marking, as his form against Waterford clearly emphasised, while you ignore Alan Brown at your peril. And just take a look at the Cork substitutes there, and you saw, in fact, in the Munster final, players like Derek Barrett when he had a run out of the campaign at one stage, and of course also Jerry O'Connor came on in that Munster final, twin brother of Ben. Well, the modern technology now, with the managers all wired up, in touch with various parties up in the stands and so on, who take a better overview of the entire proceedings. Well, there had been speculation earlier in the week that this particular Wexford team might have some vacancies left in it right up to the weekend, but early doubts were dispelled about Dara Ryan and Adrian Fenlon, and both of them, as you know, now play. Ryan is back in at full-back, thereby allowing David O'Connor, or Doc as he's known, move out to the left corner. The 5 30-plus men include backs Dave Guiney and Liam Dunn, while midfielder Larry O'Gorman, like Dunn, is 35 years of age. And the senior men among the forwards are Fenlon and Larry Murphy. The latter is chosen to line out on the 40, but a switch with Paul Codd is more than likely. But meanwhile, youth gets its fling today with the inclusion of the Jacob brothers, Michael and Rory. They're on the left wing of the Wexford attack. And let's take a little look at their substitute list here. And Colm Keogh, mentioned earlier, he's number 17, could come in there. Likewise, Keith Rossiter could come into the full-back line. Mossy Mahan, number 22, Tomas Mahan really, but he's known as Mossy from the Rapparees. He may get a run. And of course, the goal-a-game man, Chris McGrath, the young hopper. Interesting that when both the teams came out there, there's John Conran there, the Wexford manager, but the managers of the two teams had their trainers who work with the sides all through the year out on the field before them. There were little bollards down and various routines that have changed so much over the years. Fundamentally, in fact, the preparation is so professional nowadays, Cyril.
Yeah, Gerard, it's really changed. Like, all the ballers are out, and it's first touch the whole time just to get used to the ball and the ball hopping off the ground. Gerard, with the minor match down there, it is very, very hot. I don't think people looking at it on today on television will realise how hot it is down there, and it's important for the players to drink plenty of fluids, like, because, you know, it must be up over between 75 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Wexford hit the ground when they came out there. They looked very focused, talking to a few of them beforehand in the tunnel, like, and they're really up for the game. They like to be underdogs, and they think that'll suit them. Cork are coming in hot favourites as such, and, you know, they believe that if they play to their ability, that they're capable of winning this and go on to win All Ireland.
Well, such a contrast in a way, Cyril, because Wexford, you know, going into their 5th match, Cork going into their 3rd. And before we get a response from that and the rest of the match, let's pause for the national anthem. The referee was in charge of last year's All-Ireland hurling final. That's Eldon Moxivna from Dublin. And there's a light breeze blowing from left to right here. A couple of clouds overhead at this stage, which the players will welcome, taking a little bit of the heat out of the day. And it's Cork who won the toss, and they play from right to left in the first half, which means they're playing against the light breeze. So straight away trying to get early possession here. Larry Murphy beaten for it there by Pat Mulcahy, whipped away by Mickey O'Connell, the Cork midfield player, beyond Liam Dunn. Ben O'Connor trying to scoop it back towards Satanto Halpine on the rampage. Opening half minute of the game, looking for the lead score, and he's put it wide. Good chance, made it himself, taking the pass from Ben O'Connor. But he's a very, very strong fellow, just 20 years of age, remember, and he's 6'5" in height. Look at this for a run through the centre, and he'd be very disappointed. He should have scored there. Diarmuid O'Sullivan, great catch. Not such a lengthy clearance, whipped back in by Adrian Fenlon for Wexford. Cork's backs put under some pressure. Wayne Sherlock trying to clear it, getting it away from Rory Jacob that time. Under the dropping ball was Declan Ruth, back in again by Shonogo Halpine, down towards Joe Dean. In there against Dara Ryan, comes back to O'Halpine, good block there by Liam Dunn. In fact, it was Ryan, I think, who got the final touch to it. He'll take the credit. Line ball to Cork. Here it is again here. Just come across there was the number 3, Dara Ryan. Came across well. Mickey O'Connell inside here. Dean, impish as ever. Looking for the lead point, and that's a second one that has gone astray. 2 uncharacteristic misses by the team who've come in here as favourites. So after the let-offs, Damien Fitzhenry trying to get Wexford motoring, but it's blocked down there by Shonogo Halpine. Comes forward towards Niall McCarthy, won back here again by Declan Ruth. Could have a key role to play at centre-half back for Wexford. O'Halpine blocked there by Fenlon. Fenlon still following forward. Driven away eventually by Ronan Curran, the centre-half back. Back out by Dara Ryan. Out to the wing to Liam Dunn. Way down the centre it comes in there towards Mitch Jordan. Battling, but it's won instead by Wayne Sherlock for Cork. Back down, runs all the way truly for Joe Dean, taking on Dara Ryan without the stick. Hand pass forward towards O'Halpine, has a chance. Brown is coming onto it. Alan Brown stuck on the line. A second chance. Alan Brown again smothered there by Damien Fitzhenry. All the chances falling Cork's way, but it's still a blank scoreline. And in the end, it's gone out for a 65. And the final man carrying it out there was Darren Stamp. But there were a number of chances here. That was Joe Dean hand passing it forward for Satanto Halpine. And watch the goalkeeper advancing here smartly. And at the second time came in once again and blocked it down well from the Cork number 13.
Yeah, Gerard, Cork will be very unhappy because they've all the play, 3 or 4 great chances and no score on the scoreboard.
3 minutes gone. It was Darren Stamp who put it out. It's Joe Dean doing the running repairs. And the next piece of action will be a 65, first of the match. John Gardner to take it. Plays with the under 21 hurlers and footballers. The footballers have a match with Waterford coming up on Wednesday night next. This to put Cork in front after all the early pressure, and it's another one gone astray. It's a bad start by the Munster champions. 3 wides. Still it's 0-0, and we're in the 4th minute. Mix of colours up there on Hill 16. They were expecting an attendance today of around about 55,000. Towards Ben O'Connor it comes once again. Niall McCarthy was contesting in there with Declan Ruth. Moving on to it once again, here is Tom Kenny. Nice ball inside. O'Connell was fouled, and the player committing the foul results in this free going against Rory McCarthy. So after all the pressure, can Joe Dean settle a few nerves finally? This free is about 30 metres out. Slightly to the right, as you can see, of the goal. Low enough trajectory, but high enough and accurate enough to get between the posts. It's taken 4 minutes and about 35 seconds to get the opening score. So Cork go in front, and they've done all the early pressing. Fitzhenry's puck out, deep. Ronan Kern leaving it, maybe getting a call there from Pat Mulcahy. Breaks back out here. And that's a very good response by Michael Jacob. He came across confidently onto it, took the loose ball himself to make it a point apiece. Wexford's first attack, far less wasteful than the men in red and white. Donald O'Cusack playing today in his 15th championship match. Liam Dunn met that well. Breaks out into the centre. Larry O'Gorman is waiting for it there. Doesn't come to him. Timmy McCarthy getting the stick to this one. Once again, it's Darragh Ryan. The crowd rising to him. Up towards Mitch Jordan. Mitch Jordan right across the field there, over towards Michael Jacob. The two Jacobs operating the left-hand side of the Wexford attack. Back to Liam Dunn. Plenty of time to compose himself. Great ball in. Nicely taken by the full forward, Paul Cobb. Great goal!
It's a lovely move, Ger. Lovely ball back by young Jacob. Back to Liam Dunn, and Liam Dunn placed a lovely ball in. Caught by Paul, caught in there and stuck in the back of the net. Very well played. Here we see it here, young Jacob slips here, but he has the intelligence, tips the ball back to Liam Dunn, and no better man, an old head on him, has a look around and places a beautiful low trajectory in, comes in and up goes Cod, catches it clean out of the sky. Mulcahy is beaten, bang, goalkeeper gets no chance.
It was a great finish by Paul Codd. He rifles it into the back of the net. It's his 5th ever goal in championship hurling. Wexford came here with great determination. This is one of those championship matches where they didn't want to see the opposition build up a big lead. Cork were wasteful early on with those 3 early wides. Here's Adrian Fenlon. Into midfield to Rory McCarthy. Good ball again towards Coddy, staying in it full forward. In against Mulcahy, a real test for the Cork number 3. Good shoulder that time. Out to O'Halpine, comes back instead to John Gardner. Huge one down towards Dean, caught instead by Darragh Ryan. Wexford making a very bright start. Lifted by that goal, no doubt. Stamp. Way down there towards Mitch Jordan, runs beyond Tim. Diarmuid O'Sullivan here. Stumbling somewhat. Still has the presence of mind to pick out a colleague. And Mulcahy rifles it away downfield. Here's Niall McCarthy, the centre-half forward for Cork. Going on a run here against Declan Ruth. Oof, the Cork forwards not quite on the same wavelength as their centre-half. This is Doc O'Connor, pressurised. Ben O'Connor stayed with him. Ben O'Connor trying to go through. Still has it. Dangerous one here. Guiney's out of the way. And the final shot comes from Joe Dean, and it raises a white flag. It's Cork's 2nd point. And Dean the scorer of both.
Yeah, take this stuff now, Ger. Wexford will be very happy. 2 attacks, 2 scores. Here's a score coming up from Cork. Ben O'Connor kept hustling and pushing. Satanta was free to far side for a hand pass. He gives it back to Joe Dean and bang over the bar. Fitzhenry's puck out. Stopped by O'Halpine. Whipped away by Mickey O'Connell. Into the corner towards Alan Brown, taking on Dave Guiney. Angling it across towards Satanta O'Halpine, reaches out for it well. Again he bursts through, taking on O'Connor, going for the shot and firing it over the bar. Satanta O'Halpine's first point. Cork narrow the gap to just a point. 1-1 to 3 points. Nearly 9 minutes gone in the first half. This is good work by O'Halpine, but allowed far too much latitude by Doc. Tom Kenny coming up for this one against Michael Jacob. And the linesman adamant that it's going to be a Wexford ball. Big test there for Pat Mulcahy up against Paul Codd. He won't be too pleased with that first ball that came in between them. He lost it, and Codd found the net. Adrian Fenlon trying to get a decent piece of high grass there to try and cut it up. It's not easy on this particular surface, but he's done well. Towards Jordan, breaks down, Mulcahy onto it quickly, leaves it behind Diarmuid O'Sullivan.
And the number 4 drives it away out of the full back line. Going back to reach for it there was Larry Murphy. Turns well, hits it with accuracy, and it just about gets over the crossbar onto the netting. They all count, and it's Larry's first point.
Yeah, Ger, so far the economy of the Wexford attack, they have about 3 attacks and they've got 1-2. Like, they're very economical compared to Cork. Larry just barely gets a touch, just gets it over there.
Yes, it's a fascinating match so far, and such a contrast between the attacking styles and the result accruing from their attacks so far. Timmy McCarthy not making a great deal of headway at centre, at left to half forward so far. One O'Halpine towards another. Again, David O'Connor, or Doc as they call him, and as he calls himself, driving it back down. Ronan Kern misses it the first time, goes back and challenges once again. Prodded forward here by Rory Jacob, met by Diarmuid O'Sullivan. He started well. Larry Murphy, influential, out into the corner towards Mick Jacob. He's got Mitch Jordan inside, on towards Mitch Jordan, 4 against him, and he hits it well, instinctively over the bar. Good point by Mitch Jordan. That's his first point, and there's a goal between them. The goal that came after 6 minutes of this match. Well set up, and the back standing back. Well, that Cork full back line in some difficulty early on. The one man who was shining in there is number 4, Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Darren Stamp going back. Oh, takes it neatly, but then loses it to Timmy McCarthy. He'll stick to his task. Trying to set up chances inside towards Satanto O'Halpine. Won instead by Liam Dunn. Great reading of the game by Dunn. Sean O'Halpine against Adrian Fenlon did well to keep it in for Mitch Jordan. And Jordan strikes another one. Well, I may have given credit to Diarmuid O'Sullivan just moments ago for being firm on the full back line, but he's now surrendered 2 points in a row to Mitch Jordan, and it's 1-4 to 3 points.
Yeah, there's a great score as such. Finland just kept it in. Jordan got it, and straight away, bang, left-handed over the bar.
That's 5 shots by Wexford, 5 scores. It should be of great concern for the Cork selectors. Darren Stamp. Wexford outsiders in the minds of many, many people leading into this game, but they've made a very, very good start to the game. Not even 13 minutes gone. Declan Ruth to hit this free. 50 metres out from his own goal. Slight breeze behind him. Very warm afternoon. Could have done with that as Wayne Sherlock leaves it out over the end line and Wine. Wayne, who was man of the match in Cork's opening championship match. There's Declan Ruth playing in his 16th championship match this afternoon. Donald O'Grady with Dr. Con Murphy there. Well, if the Cork fans came here very, very optimistic, I think they may well have revised their opinion of the opposition already, as there's a high one to the face there of Ronan Curran. And I think the fans of the red and white, the Munster champions, are well aware that this Wexford team means business, and that was Larry Murphy with a high elbow.
Yeah, George, there's a big test on Ronan Curran here. It's his first real championship game in Croke Park. He's just beginning to settle. There's a lot of ball going through the middle so far, and he won't be happy with his own display.
John Gardner will hit this one inside his own 65-metre line. Huge one in. Queuing up for it, and it's Darragh Ryan again, standing firm and sensibly whipping it away out of danger. Chance to reorganise the Wexford defence as Mickey O'Connell goes across to take the line ball. This is it again here in reprise. John Gardner hits a really good ball, dangerously in there, but the backs doing their job well. Cork thought about a quick line ball there as Niall McCarthy had made himself available for Mickey O'Connell. O'Connell driving it to Timmy McCarthy. He could do it a point here to settle himself down and the team, and he obliges. First shot of the target then for Timmy McCarthy from Castle Lyons, and once again a goal between the teams. That coming from the line ball from Mickey O'Connell, and following the slip, Timmy McCarthy was at his most assertive. At his most dangerous right now is Paul Codd inside for Mitch Jordan. They're tearing the Cork backline apart, and the referee has whistled. Larry Murphy was wondering and hoping that he might be allowed to continue. He just threw up his arms in disgust at the referee's early whistle there. No advantage given to Wexford. But there is going to be a name taken. It'll be that of Ronan Kern, who's having his early difficulties, as Cyril mentioned just a little while ago.
Yeah, Jerry, you could see the bounce of the ball there to deceive Mulcahy completely. I'd say the Cork selectors here now, lovely hand pass, you just get a tumble there. That's what you call professional foul toe. I would think the Cork selectors there may be thinking of putting in Jim with the southern full-back, because Pat hasn't just settled down, and like that was his mistake there that led to this. Could have been a goal.
Well, there were indications, of course, in the Munster final that there could have been further difficulties down the road, but O'Sullivan had to go off that day because of a virus. Codd to strike high up into the very highest reaches of the stands here at the canal end, and that's a goal and a point now for Paul Codd. 1-5 to 4 points. Good start by the Slaney Siders. Donal O'Cusack from Cloyne. Down it goes towards Alan Brown, missed by Dave Guiney. Dave, the 33-year-old, kicked it away to Adrian Fenlon. But the early effort and energy being expended by Wexford. They're giving it everything in this opening half of the match. The face there of Sean O'Gorhailpeen. Added to there by Timmy McCarthy. Inside was Larry O'Gorman, playing in his 40th ever championship match for Wexford, which means he's joined 4th now at this stage in the roll of honour for the county in terms of playing matches at this level. Podge Keogh on 44 championship matches leads the way, and Larry O'Gorman today joins an illustrious group of 2 others, Ned Wheeler and Tony Doran, who also played 40 times in championship hurling for Wexford. Diarmuid O'Sullivan. John Gardner here. Nice change of direction. He strikes it well. And it's inside the right-hand post and over.
Oh, Jared, that was a beautiful. He swiveled off one side, Jared. Beautiful. If any young fella's looking at this, there couldn't be a better example. He swiveled from, just goes on to, not a great line ball, gets it here now. Just look at the dummy here, swivels onto his left side and strikes it right. Beautiful stroke. That's a good 90 yards.
John Gardner very, very happy there on his right-hand side, hitting that one. Very talented player. Went to Farron Ferris, one of the great nurseries of hurling in the Cork area, many times in the Harty Cup, many times winners. Sadly, the school, we understand, going to close over the next number of years. Damien Fitzhenry pucking this one out. Adrian Fenlon going across into the centre to help Larry Murphy. One instead here by a very impish Rory McCarthy. Back to Fenlon, who started all of that with his intervention. Drops a little short, a little wide. No trouble there to Donal O'Cusack. Just the second wide of the first half by Wexford. Still they lead by that goal, but still you feel there's an awful lot more left in Cork, although they have worrying areas of the field that they need to be concerned about. Dave Guiney breaks it down, but it's Alan Brown who gets onto it first and strikes. Beautiful finish. Great hurling by Alan Brown. So 2 between them.
Yeah, it's noticeable, Jared, that against the breeze now, Alan Brown is coming out more or less as a second half forward, and the puck out is coming down top of him. He's very physically very strong under the high ball.
And he seems to have the beating of Dave Guiney in that particular situation. Wayne Sherlock breaks it down, can't hold on to it. It's Rory Jacob instead, turning beautifully, and he has the accuracy. That's a great score. We're seeing some wonderful points in this opening semi-final of the Guinness Championship. 1-6 to 6 points. Rory Jacobs' first point of the game, doing what his brother did earlier. Both of them, of course, from Oulart the Ballach. Diarmuid O'Sullivan, that's a great catch. His uncle Pat, who's watching home in Cloyne, not the best at the moment, will be delighted with that one. Comes out to Timmy McCarthy, taking on Dave Guiney. Guiney responding. He's a tigerish cornerback up towards Adrian Fenlon. breaks loose into the centre. Darren Stamp having to readjust himself, but he's beaten by Dean. Dean taking on Dara Ryan, and Stamp, down he goes. Referee says play on, no foul. He's trying to hand pass it outside. It's Adrian Fenlon who picks it up instead for Wexford. Looks over his left shoulder, and Dara Ryan gets it well away down the field here towards Mitch Jordan, into space towards Larry Murphy, getting a hefty shoulder there, and a very good one at that. It was beautifully timed by Tom Kenny. Great ball in, Dara Ryan under pressure, swept away by Doc O'Connor. Alan Brown trying to respond to that, but it's Darren Stamp who gets there first. Up into the wing towards Adrian Fenlon, missed completely. Timmy McCarthy leaving it there to Sean O'Halpine. It's close, but it's wide. Not too much in it. We're right behind the line of the ball here, up in the Hogan stand, and the umpire got it right. That's Cork's 4th wide. Crowd enjoying it. Huge one from Fitzhenry, way into the inside forward line towards Paul Codd, who's remained in there, leaving Larry Murphy out on the 40 to take on Ronan Kern. This breaks in here towards Larry O'Gorman. O'Gorman taking them all on. Oh, he's trying to release it to Paul Codd, won instead by Sean O'Halpine, out towards Wayne Sherlock, and the danger reverted by Cork. Big one down towards Niall McCarthy. It's Dave Guiney who responds to the challenge here. The hand pass outside to Adrian Fenlon, one of the heroes of '96. Difficult one for the corner forwards to hold on to that one. It's still in play. No longer. There was a block there, and it seemed to go off the stick of Rory Jacob. And Donal O'Cusack is protesting to referee Eildon Moxivna, and the referee is going in to talk to the umpire. Just watch it again here. Who got the last touch? It seemed definitely Rory Jacob, but the referee has had a chat with the umpire and decides that the umpire knows best. It's going to be a 65 if there's only a point in it at the end. Here it is again as we slow it down. Seemed to come off Jacob. How's ever, it's going to be Paul Codd. A goal and a point so far for Paul Codd, and he's now got a goal and 2. Great work there by the Rathmuir striker. 1-7 to 6 points. Wexford determined, confident, taking the fight here to the favourites, the Munster champions from Cork. Timmy McCarthy trying to get there ahead of Darren Stamp. It's Larry O'Gorman coming into the match more in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Diarmuid O'Sullivan running into Larry Murphy, rather frontal charge. They shape up to it, another off camera. There they are. In fact, it's Sean O'Halpine who's come in to replace his colleague, and it's going to result in the referee awarding a free. That's Diarmuid O'Sullivan clashing there with Larry Murphy, and the referee wants to call aside Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Going to have words with him and saying no more of that. And it is eventually going to be a free downfield for Cork because of the challenge by Murphy. The foul on Diarmuid O'Sullivan, who didn't like it too much and had words, hence the referee's intervention. So John Gardner from the Piercing to hit the free inside his own 65-metre line, low into the corner this time, where Joe Dean has taken up station. Coming in from a left corner forward position, taking on Dara Ryan, making a nice angle for himself, and that's a great score by a very confident player. A 3rd point of the match by Joe Dean from Killa in East Cork. And Cork narrow the gap to a goal. Yeah,
good bit of brains as well there, Jared. You know, Garner didn't go for the long free. He spun up low along the touchline, and Joe Dean made a good angle for himself. Well thought out and well planned.
A wonderful variation. A lot of very, very fine hurling. Joe Dean with 3 points from 4 shots at the target so far. Curran needing a bit of help there from Sean O'Halpine towards Satanta, breaks it to himself. Doc O'Connor is after him, unable to get the slitter away. However, it's Niall McCarthy Once again tearing through here. Now McCarthy with Satanta to his left calling for it. Doc O'Connor there with the man also helping him out is Declan Ruth. Ruth trying to swing the stick, and the referee has blown the whistle, saying cool it down lads. Trying to end the stalemate. It's Niall McCarthy who's in there in the thick of all of that. And he got a blow, as you can see, to the face. Niall McCarthy, who comes from the Carricktool club, playing today in just his 5th championship match. This is it once again, as he was coming forward. Watch for the challenge coming in. Going by Doc O'Connor, and he caught him with the elbow.
Ger, what's happening there, the crowd are reacting to it. They're looking at it on the screen, and the ref isn't looking at the screen as such. He has no action replay. Cork will feel hard done by, because Joe Dean got tumbled a while ago as well. No free for them, it's a throw-in.
And no yellow card. Referee hasn't seen it, crowd have. Wexford on the attack again, but repelled here by Ronan Kern. Niall McCarthy again collecting it well there against Declan Ruth. It'll have to be much, much tighter on McCarthy. Great stop! It's Henry once again at his best. 65. But Declan Ruth is going to have to keep a really close eye on Niall McCarthy, who's been getting to the left, getting to the right of him. And this time, the shot was brilliantly saved by Damien Fitzhenry. John Gardner to take the 65. A goal in it. That has gone left and wide. It's a missed opportunity. But this is it once again here. Damien Fitzhenry will have been disappointed with the goal that went past him from a 65 against Antrim in the quarterfinals, making amends here. Here's Diarmuid O'Sullivan coming out like a tank. Rory McCarthy keeping it on the ground inside towards Larry Murphy, who's now switched inside. Rory Jacob taking on Wayne Sherlock, trying to go this way and that. They're all after him. Out to Adrian Fenlon, plenty of room, and he looks composed and confident. Well, he might be. That's his first, and it means that all of the Wexford 6 forwards have now scored, and it's 1-8 to 7 points, and they are much the more satisfied outfit, and their supporters very happy as Rory Jacobs set it up there, having taken half of the Cork defence with him, back to Fenlon and over.
Yeah, Ger, was a lot less ball, Ger. They're scoring nearly every time they get a chance.
Donald O'Grady in his first season as Cork's championship manager. And just to confirm that switch I mentioned during the last piece of play, Larry Murphy has gone into the inside forward line, and Paul Codd has wandered out into the 40, and Pat Mulcahy and Diarmuid O'Sullivan have also switched positions, and right now Diarmuid O'Sullivan is Cork's full back, and he's on Larry Murphy. Steaming hot afternoon here. Sean O'Halpine. Beautiful cut up towards Niall McCarthy. Dropped down by Declan Ruth, sun in his eyes. Not easy. And once again, it's the Cork centre-half forward Niall McCarthy who draws the foul on the 45-metre line. Dave Guiney that time coming across. So it gives Joe Dean the opportunity to put this one between the posts. So that little gap maintained the whole time. A 4th point now for Joe Dean. But as before, Wexford ahead by a goal. Paul Codd's very, very important strike after 6 minutes. There's Codd now out on the 40, being marked by Ronan Curran. Having difficulties. Wexford still very influential. That's Larry O'Gorman gone down on the deck there. And got a belt to the leg. Larry, one of the heroes when Wexford, of course, won their last All-Ireland back in 1996, beating Limerick that year. And that's where the wild stick there of Ronan Curran cracked across the legs of Larry O'Gorman. Larry knew he was taking a big gamble by making himself available to play in a match as high profile as this at the age of 35, especially playing in midfield where you need young, fresh legs, but he's doing well. Paul Codd hitting this one with great accuracy, tremendous force, and over. He's got a goal and 3 points now, and it's 1-9 to 8 points. 4 scores from 4 shots by Cod. Wexford will feel extremely pleased by their first half performance. The game plan has worked. They've unsettled Cork. Declan Root driving it back down. Again, the Cork defence in all kinds of difficulties, and the goalkeeper having to come as a sweeper from the goal line to make a very good clearance, an effective clearance downfield by Cusack. But it's gone over the line, and it'll be Wexford's ball.
Yeah, Gerard, that was well read by Donald Cusack, because that ball came about 80 yards. He read it, came to it very, very fast like a soccer goal. He had to, because again, it was sweeping through.
Well, it must have touched a Wexford man last, because it's going to be a line ball for Mickey O'Connell to cut in. Can this one be productive? Again, the defence at 6s and 7s. And the referee going in to possibly throw the ball in on the 20-metre line and just end the indecision. Last man up there is Alan Brown, the team captain. Oldest of the Cork players, by the way, at just 29 years of age. Nobody able to get clean possession. That's Doc in there, reaching in with Alan Brown. And a bit of a pile-up. So a throw in on the 20-metre line. Declan Root there against Niall McCarthy. All this while you can see Dave Guiney there policing Alan Brown's every movement. It's between Brown and Guiney. Comes back out, batted in by Gardner. Satanto Halpin's inside, waiting for it. They're all waiting for it. It's prodded away by Doc O'Connor. Comes out to Liam Dunn, very stylishly, cool as you like. And the other wing back, Darren Stamp, drives it away back down the field, up towards Larry Murphy, has to catch it. Rory Jacob has it deflected away there from him by Wayne Sherlock. Comes out here to Shonogo Halpin. 31, nearly 32 minutes gone in this first half. Timmy McCarthy prodding it ahead, but only as far as Darragh Ryan. Up towards Adrian Fenlon, runs loose there to Ronan Curran, the centre half back of Cork. Trying to bring Satanto Halpin into it once again, ready to take on David O'Connor. Beats the Dock this time. The hand pass going back towards John Gardner. Good shot, and it's over the bar. John Gardner's second point. So Cork draw within a goal of Wexford once again. But for once in this championship, Wexford able to maintain a lead. Now their fans will be hoping they can stay there. In the past, they've been a very good second-half team. They've had a light breeze behind them in the first half, and the sun has gone down a little bit thanks to the clouds overhead. But there's a lot of work to do and a place to be won in this year's Guinness All-Ireland Hurling Final on the 14th of September.
Yeah, so far, every time that Cork have got a score, Wexford have tried it one as well. It'll be interesting to see how they have to work one here.
Well, there's 2 minutes of normal time remaining in this first half, and there'll be 2 added minutes to be played. So an extra 4 minutes coming up. Adrian Fenlon making his way across to take this line ball. Pat Mulcahy has gone onto the goal line alongside Donald Cusack, just in case. Everybody else is picked up, and the Cork fans feeling, I think, that Wexford are wasting a few seconds. Fenlon. Oh, he strikes it beautifully. That's a masterful strike by Adrian Fenlon. His second point comes from a sideline cut, and it's 110 to 9 points.
Yeah, it was worse to Waiter. He's usually very good from. That's a very tight angle as such. Beautiful stroke over the bar, and they go back to that 4 points gap again.
Great score. Donald Cusack pucking it straight down the middle. Again, Cork trying to win their puck-outs. Ben O'Connor, haven't seen an awful lot of him after a bright start. Blocked down this time by Declan Root. He takes them on again. Going this way and that. The hand pass outside to Timmy McCarthy. Trying to swing it there ahead of Darren Stamp. And Stamp did enough to put him off. And the ball has gone wide. And that's now a total of 6 wides by Cork in the first half. And it's still 110 to 9 points, last minute of normal time. As I mentioned earlier, there'll be 2 added minutes to be played. Cork have created a greater number of scoring chances in the opening 35. They've created 18 against 14 for Wexford. Cork fans here, I think, will be thinking back to the Munster final. They're pretty wretched first half against Waterford that day in Thurles, and then they came good, in particular in the opening 10 minutes of the second half. Satanto Halpine having the better of his duel with Dr. O'Connor, but he's just scored 1 point, and he steps out over the sideline. A lapse in concentration. Line ball will be to Wexford.
Yeah, so far, all them little things are going Wexford's way.
Well, Rory McCarthy has hit this one back towards Doc O'Connor. He was on his toes. Clears it away down towards Michael Jacob. Won there, however, by Ronan Curran. Drop back in here. Cork looking for a late goal at the end of the first half. And once again, it's Darragh Ryan, who is having a marvellous first half. Taking on Timmy McCarthy this time. McCarthy down swing the stick, but a partial blocking it by Darragh Ryan, takes the sting out of it, and it breaks to Liam Dunn. That's a great clearance down towards Rory Jacob. Balances it on his stick, takes it into his hand, taking on a couple of Cork players. Kicks ahead to Mitch Jordan. That is a wonderful point by Mitch Jordan, but it started back at the other end of the field, and Darragh Ryan was involved twice. It was great Wexford togetherness, a sense of collegiality about their play. But when this was won here by Rory Jacob, he kicked it ahead to Mitch Jordan, who finished in some style. 3 points for Jordan, 3 shots on the target. And no question about it, Wexford have been the better team from start to finish in this first half. Cork missed those 3 early chances, but they haven't really been fighting as hard or as tenaciously. They've been unsettled by Wexford.
They have, yeah. Wexford very, very tenacious, and they're fighting hard, and any little break is going, they're fighting hard, they're getting it, but they deserve to be the 5 points up. If Wexford can win at half-time 5 points up, Jared, they will be very, very happy.
That was a great block down there by Darragh Ryan, and that is what started the move downfield, which went over Donald Cusack's crossbar. A place in the final at stake against either Kilkenny or Tipperary. Alan Brown doesn't want to be on a losing semi-final team once again. That happened 3 years ago against Offaly, when Cork were also the favourites going into the tie. David O'Connor against Satanto Halpine, still on the line, inside in fact. Comes out towards Liam Dunn. Switch of the feet there. Moves it away smartly to midfield. Michael Jacob trying to control it. It comes to John Gardner. Always seems to have time at his disposal. Inside towards Satanto Halpine, and a little mix-up there results in Wexford winning it back. Dave Gunny trying to get it out. Alan Brown tigerishly trying to get it in. It's Doc O'Connor once again. And all of that is finished with a shot by Satanto Halpine that has gone over the crossbar, and it's a late point in the first half for Cork's number 13. All a bit untidy there, and finally one player managed to get possession of the sliotar and do something positive with it. Should have been cleared away a couple of times before it fell very kindly to Satanto from the piercing. It's the final point of the first half. Wexford are much the happier. They take a lead of 4 points with them into the break, and they are worthy of that lead. Their goal coming after 6 minutes of the first half, cracked home by Paul Codd. Paul, the captain, hoping to lead them next month on the 14th of September in the All-Ireland final, but there's a lot of work to do. Another 35 minutes of hurling here in this second half of the Guinness All-Ireland hurling semi-final. At half-time, it's Wexford who are leading by 111 to 10 points. Liam Dunn has switched into centre-half back, where he's going to be picking up Niall McCarthy, and they brought Declan Ruth to left half to pick up Ben O'Connor. No changes on either team in terms of personnel, so 35 minutes in which to resolve it if it's going to be settled today. Wayne Sherlock under pressure, helped out by Diarmuid O'Sullivan, now playing at full-back, remember. The other full-back is Darragh Ryan. He gets his clearance in towards Larry Murphy, or Larry O'Gorman, the two Larrys, very influential. Pat Mulcahy now operating at left cornerback. Having a bit of difficulty. Still motoring. Anticipating the shoulder. Finally getting in the clearance up towards Joe Dean. Broken down. And Darragh Ryan's after him and has it. Pursued by Alan Brown outside towards Liam Dunn. Had such a good first half. The hand pass into clear in towards Larry O'Gorman. Now Darren Stamp for a Wexford side whose inside forward line, or the full forward line, had 8 shots at the target and 8 scores in the first half. Remarkable. Rory Jacob, and the referee has signalled a free to Cork, having a word there with Paul Codd. Meanwhile, Cork have a player down injured, and there it is. That's the reason why. A frontal charge there in onto the front of the Cork player, who I think is Wayne Sherlock. Wayne Sherlock from Blackrock. Hoping to banish the memories of 3 years ago when Cork came here as favourites, lost too awfully, having beaten them in the previous year's semi-final. Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Huge one by O'Sullivan. Up towards Satanto Halpine, but it's won by Doc. David O'Connor getting into the centre. John Gardner winning possession, and the referee having a word with Larry O'Gorman, indicating just why he's signalling a free to Cork. Just watched this moments ago here. Great catch by Doc O'Connor. Good clearance as well. But in the follow-up, Cork get the free, and it's John Gardner who will take it. 65 metres out. And that has gone wide. He missed 2 65s in the first half. He's missed a free from near the 65-metre line, started the second. And it's still 1-11 to Wexford, 10 points for Cork. There were suggestions and anticipations by the huge Cork following here that they'd freshen things up, the selectors, during the half-time break. They haven't done so. So they're giving the same 15 who started the last match, the Munster final and the semi, an opportunity to turn it around here against a fiercely determined and very crafty Wexford team.
Yeah, Ger, Wexford are showing up Dante the whole time to really have Cork upset. Liam Dunn went in centre back with a few minutes left in the first half because selectors felt that Niall McCarthy was getting on top of Declan Root.
Adrian Fenlon taking the sideline cut, bit too far out to anticipate another point, but you never know. No, it's not. That is brilliant. An amazing sideline cut. 2 in a row for Fenlon.
Yeah, Jerry was 45 metres out there. You can never predict this fella. Was always very, very good at them, and that's a fantastic score. That should lift Wexford.
That is magnificent. If they go on to win this, just remember those sideline cuts and the performance of this man here, David O'Connor, in the early stages of the second half, down towards Larry Murphy. Wexford now full of determination, lots of confidence as well, and loads of know-how from the likes of Larry O'Gorman. Inside here towards Michael Jacob. His dad Mick is watching on. His 2 sons are playing well, and one of them has scored a second point. 1 in each half now for Michael Jacob. Great start for the Yellow Bellies. The model county playing some model hurling. And it's 113 to 10 points, and Cork are in real trouble.
Yeah, Ger, any chance they're getting, so here's young Jacob again, has a little look up on his left side over the bar. Every chance they're getting, they're sticking it over the bar as such, and like they're edging away ahead of Cork.
You can't do much better than Michael Jacobs' return. 2 shots at the target, and he's hit his 2 points. Larry Murphy back in there in the half-forward line. Timmy McCarthy trying to get something going in Cork's half-forward line. It hasn't been productive. Won't be on this occasion either. Wexford try to get it out there through the intervention of Darren Stamp. Won back in the end by Ronan Curran. Ahead by Gardner towards Joe Dean. High ball there. Not a good one for him, however. Likes it a great deal lower. It favoured Darrow Ryan. Outside towards the man in the corner there, who was Liam Dunn. That's Pat Mulcahy. He's won a couple of balls now, and he's really fired up. He's got a free for Cork, and it'll be Diarmuid O'Sullivan who will take it.
Yeah, Ger, so far Liam Dunn's play has been just majestic. He's everywhere. He's reading the play. His footwork is unreal. Get him out of trouble and striking left and right. And
we've all made so much about the 30-plus men on this Wexford team. 5 of them over 30. You'd swear they were Zimmer Frame United. They're playing well. And here's Dunn again. That's swept away by Declan Ruth. Back in by Alan Brown. Out over the sideline. Line ball to Wexford. So the first 5 minutes of the second half has definitely gone Wexford's way, continuing the trend.
Yeah, Ger, and Cork need to score to stay in this game, because at the moment Wexford are getting every spill and they're tearing into everything.
Just looking through the Wexford subs list, or the Cork subs list, you'd wonder whether Jerry O'Connor will get a run, and they might think also about Derek Barrett, and of course there are others as well in there who really could come in and play a role, like Shawnee McGrath. John Gardner coming onto it, misses it the first time, picks it up the second time, goes by Fenlon, striking it on his left-hand side, and he's hit it wide. It's becoming one of those days.
It's here, Ger, that Cork have to show composure. They're just not getting scores and they're snapping at things.
Quick puck out here by Damien Fitzhenry to Larry Murphy, who read the intentions well, gathered it right in the middle of the field, sweeping it way down. Nothing could go wrong in the first half with those kinds of shots. Larry with just 1 point. But his very presence on the field means so much for Wexford. It lifts the team. Did so in that crucial match against Waterford. And Donal O'Grady has a huge task on here. When does he start making those changes? Alan Brown against Dave Guiney. And Fenlon coming to the aid of the number 2. Cork's ball. That's Tommy McIntyre over there, the linesman on the far side. Michael Wadding from Waterford's patrolling the line nearest to us. Sean O'Halpine. Good connection, and Niall McCarthy hit the deck. And Liam Dunn comes across to have a word with the referee. It shakes his head, but it's going to be a free into Cork, which Joe Dean will take. Scorer of 4 points from the first half, Dean, 2 of them from frees. And this to put 5 points between the teams. 22-23 metres out. He'll hardly go for a goal from here. He's content to tap it over. So 5 for Joe Dean, 5 between the teams. It's 113 to 11 points. And the Cork following just waiting to get up on their feet from the seats here in which they're enjoying the luxury of New Croke Park. They want to roar their team on towards a place in the All-Ireland final, but they're not being allowed so far by Larry Murphy and company. And Larry Murphy has cracked over a second. Great point by Wexford. It's simple, it's effective, it's direct, and brilliant to watch. It doesn't matter what age you are when you got class in your team and know-how and wonderful skill. Terrific ability. Ben O'Connor on towards Satanto O'Halpine, and the linesman on the near side has been waving his flag furiously, indicating it's going to be a line ball to Wexford, and the point wouldn't have counted in any case. Ben O'Connor having linked up there with Satanto O'Halpine.
Yeah, Joe, I think that the Cork selectors will have to make moves soon. Like, you just can't, you know, they're hanging in, but like they're still at 6 points down, and they're not making any inroads on this Wexford lead, and Wexford every chance to get her banging over a score. It's
very similar to the match 3 years ago against Offaly. The wrong kind of ball played in for the likes of Dean. They came in as raging hot favourites against Offaly that day, and they went out with their tails between their legs.
Yeah, but they still have a lot of skill.
Cork have switched Ben O'Connor into centre forward. Declan Ruth has picked him up, gone back into the centre half back position. Here's Niall McCarthy wearing number 11, back towards John Gardner. Good block there by Larry O'Gorman, took the sting out of it, but it still reaches Timmy McCarthy. Good block this time by Darren Stamp, comes back out towards Gardner. Third time of asking. He sweeps it high accurately between the posts and over the bar.
Even though there's a great score there as such, like, you see all the blocking of the Wexford as they're putting their bodies on the line, they're diving in, blocked 3 times. Unlucky not to concede a score there.
The margin once again is down to 5, and the credit to John Gardner. Good switch of direction by Gardner, great finish. Blocked down there by Pat Mulcahy. It comes back out towards Adrian Fenlon, and it goes wide. Will the older Wexford players have the legs now to maintain the effort over 70 minutes? We're only 10.5 minutes into the second half. Cork fans will be disappointed, but they won't have lost heart. Wexford still very hopeful. But now they watch Mickey O'Connell advancing. First time he's come into the half of the Wexford team, and he's pulling over the bar. Mickey O'Connell advancing with purpose and menace right through the heart of the Wexford team. And it's 114 to 13 points, and a score like that can rally a team and drive Cork forward. The next 10 minutes of this match could now be absolutely critical. A great individual score by the man from Middleton, out of favour after the 99 success, but now very much the man of the moment. Fitzhenry's puck out. What an atmosphere. 59,000 people here at Croke Park to enjoy the semi-final. Fenlon feeding it forward. Wayne Sherlock trying to get it out. Paul Codd trying to get it back in for Wexford. It's with Wayne Sherlock having difficulty getting it away because of the attentions of Rory Jacob. Ruth breaking it down. Larry O'Gorman whipping on it, not making much headway. One-handed forward by Declan Ruth. Into space. Rory McCarthy going back there to try and take it up. And Mitch Jordan's there also, but not able to take the ball away from Sean O'Halpine, and it's going to be a free downfield for Cork for the foul on O'Halpine.
Yeah, Gerard, Wexford have to weather this now because Cork are definitely begin to lift. And you can see they're driving forward every chance to get. Mickey O'Connell got a great point, and he was lucky probably, because I'd say he was nearly sure to go.
Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Big one. Drops in dangerously towards Alan Brown. O'Halpine, Satanta O'Halpine to take it, to kick, to score!
You could sense it coming, Gerard. The way of the tide was coming. Satanta leapt high into the sky, 6 or 7 foot into the air, turned around, and he showed his football prowess, kicking into the back of the net.
That's a goal and 2 points now for Satanta O'Halpine as Cork come within a point of the Slaney-siders from Diarmuid O'Sullivan's huge free in, grabbed gleefully by Satanta O'Halpine, and he kicks it in. His second ever goal in championship hurling. Cork are back. The challenge being presented now to Wexford, who've got themselves a free in as Larry O'Gorman was firing it forward, but there was a foul just moments ago on the other man of great experience in that forward line, Adrian Fenlon. This is the goal again. All the steps that have been taken there by Satanta O'Halpine. He took lots and lots of steps, too many in my view, but they count. And Cork can jump for joy. And his parents watching this match along with the family will be overjoyed by that. But the response from Wexford is a point by Paul Codd, keeping his nerve when the pressure was greatest. He's got a goal in 4 out of a goal in 15, and the men from the southeast lead by 2. An intriguing and thrilling semi-final. Declan Ruth is beaten for it. O'Halpine against Satanta for Mickey O'Connell. Save, great save. Alan Brown's after it, Satanta O'Halpine was after it, Doc O'Connor is after it as well. They try to get it out. Back there to help is Rory McCarthy. Declan Ruth's trying to get it out. Cork trying to get it back in. Ben O'Connor, hands and knees job. Referee allows it continue towards Joe Dean, picked up beautifully by Liam Dunn. Dancing his way out of trouble, linking up with his goalkeeper. Confidently so, it's blocked down. Dean hits it. Saved by the goalkeeper, lies on the ground on it. Now what's the referee going to do? Indicating he's going to throw it in.
I'd say Gerald could be a 21-yard free because he saw the goalie go down. A brilliant save by Fitzhenry at first, but he saw him picking it off the ground.
Just judging by what the referee indicated immediately afterwards when he was indicating he was going to roll it in with his hands, but it's going to be a free in. That because of the foul by the goalkeeper lying on the ball.
Question here now, Jerry, is does he tap it over or does he go for a goal?
He looked like he was in 2 minds last time. It's early in the second half. We haven't even played 15 minutes. There'll be another 20 to go after this. Joe 2 Dean, between them. Dean to strike.
Yeah, he usually go for a score, for a point, Joe.
He put it over. 6 points now for Joe Dean. And Cork have drawn within a point of Wexford. They led early on, Cork, by just a point. Then Paul Codd got that goal and a point after that. And Wexford built up a decent lead. But this is the save a little while ago here by Damien Fitzhenry. They were all in after it. And right now it's Diarmuid O'Sullivan is after it. Lobbing it in there for the forwards, invitingly in, runs beyond Darragh Ryan, encouraging Damien Fitzhenry to leave it out. He wasn't going to travel, so Fitzhenry knocks it way back down. Diarmuid O'Sullivan across it, left corner back. comes out towards the left half. Sean O'Halpine. All action stuff. That's Ronan Curran. Up towards Joe Dean, and a chase there with Dave Guiney. Amazing, the story of Dave Guiney. He had never started a championship match up to that match recently against Waterford. And the last time he'd played in the championship prior to that was in the 97 season.
Yeah, Gerber, he's as tough as nails. We bred that with this as a great competitor. At the moment, Joe Dean has gone out to corner forward and Ellen Brown has gone in full.
And the man who's picking him up is Darragh Ryan. So Ryan against Brown, right in front of the Wexford goal. A point in it. Wexford are leading. They've got it to Larry Murphy on the 40. A little tap ahead towards Paul Codd. Nice control against Dermot O'Sullivan. On the left-hand side, he was swinging it confidently, but not accurately. He'll be very disappointed. There's something of a difference between the way the game was going for Wexford in the first half. They were going over the bar then. They weren't missing a thing.
Yeah, the real pressure is on now, During they begin to hit a few wides.
This bounces off the head of Declan Ruth. Swept out by Larry O'Gorman, out towards Adrian Fenlon, ready to take on Sean O'Halpine, who wins it back. O'Halpine, little tap forward there towards his brother Satanta. Satanta taking them all on. The challenge coming in from the backs. Joe Dean with a shot to fire it in, to fire it over, and to tie the teams up. Level for the second time. That's a 7th point for Joe Dean. Delighted Cork fans have made the journey up here. And it's Cork 115, Wexford 115. And who's going to win it now? It went from one O'Halpine to another, and it finished with a Dean. Curran back into the inside forward line. There are big gaps now between Cork's inside forward line and half forward line, and the gap's being exploited by Ben O'Connor, and he's fired it over left-hand side. His first point of the match.
Gerard Parker coming like a steam engine. The trains might have stopped coming up from Mallow this morning, but they're on a roll here now.
Cork lead this match for the first time since the 5th minute of the game by 116 to 115. But the gap in space between Wexford's half-back line and full-back line, and Cork are in there to try and take full advantage. Is there a Wexford response now? They're still only a point behind, and it's anybody's match. It's just you get the feeling that the tide has turned somewhat. Early stages. We're midway through the second half.
The crowd are getting value for money here, Gerard, because it's a fantastic, fast game of hurling.
Darren Stamp, not such a good one, straight to Timmy McCarthy, and Darren Stamp putting his own defence in trouble, and it's McCarthy running right at the Wexford back line, and it's Niall McCarthy who puts it over the bar. And with that score, every one of the Cork forwards that started, along with their midfielders, has now scored in the match. All of a sudden, it's looking good for the Munster champions. 2 ahead. And the selectors keeping faith with the team that they started out with, in spite of people telling them to make changes. Here's Wayne Sherlock. Great skill by Sherlock. Not the greatest of balls inside. It favours Doc O'Connor. Doc having difficulty taking command of the situation. Out here towards Rory Jacob. Steadying himself. Wexford needing a score. Can he provide it? They needed that one. Just a little bit of encouragement required, but they still have plenty of time. Both sides have to remain very, very cool if they can. Let the fans lose their heads by all means. Wexford are making a change. And coming in is Tomas Mahan, known as Mossy Mahan, and he comes in for Larry O'Gorman. A tactical switch then. Larry has done his job. Smile on his face. Didn't let the side down, never did. So Mossy Mahan in. And coming out that time to take it was Rory McCarthy, held high. And it's going to be a free out to Wexford. John Gardner gets a ticking for that. The challenge was high by the Napirshig man. Paul Codd taking the free quickly. And Mossy Mahan unable to respond quick enough just in the action, couldn't contain it. Might have been able to steal a march on Cork that time. Instead, the action is up in front of the Wexford goal. Ruth trying to get it out. Getting it in is Ben O'Connor. linking up here with Niall McCarthy, but it fumbles away from him. Comes back towards Doc O'Connor. Driven away down towards Paul Codd. Mossy Mahan into the action. And that's sort of at the end line, and it's wide. The substitute now just needing to settle down, find his feet, get to the rhythm of the game. He's gone straight into midfield, incidentally, Mossy Mahan. In there alongside Adrian Fenlon as John Conran makes the changes. He was in charge of the Wexford under-21 team in 1997 against Cork at the All-Ireland semi-final stage. 2 of his charges are in action today against 8 of the Cork men. John Gardner, good dangerous ball in, seen all the way by Damien Fitzhenry. Not the longest of clearances. Ben O'Connor smothers it to Timmy McCarthy. Hurley's going in, nobody able to contain him, however, nobody able to stop him. It's Timmy McCarthy all the way. Doc O'Connor fumbling it away, comes towards Joe Dean, scoring chance for Joe Dean. A goal!
He's a wizard, Ger. He got one chance and he sticks it. Young fella should watch that. He has both sides, left and right, sticks on the left. Great run by Timmy McCarthy.
Joe Dean is on a goal again.
You see it coming here, just picks it up. You think he's going to be stopped, goes back on his left and flashes it in. Damien Fitzhenry is unsighted, Ger, really. You can't see the ball at all.
Well, he took the maximum number of steps, certainly, when I watch it again here, as Timmy McCarthy is down there in need of attention, having made the incisive run through. But Joe Dean, who got a goal against Clare, got a goal against Waterford, and now one against Wexford in the semi-final. He's got some record of scoring, Joe Dean. That's his 6th goal in the championship. And with the 6 or 7 points, he's already scored a goal and 7 for the day. A handsome contribution by the little man who wears the number 14 shirt. And Timmy McCarthy, who has many people who criticise him, well, he is certainly giving his answer to the critics. Joe Dean has got 8 scores out of 10 shots for Donald O'Grady's team.
Yeah, Timmy McCarthy did all the donkey work there, Ger, as such, and he made that goal. There's a lot of it, doesn't get much thanks for it.
He's gone to top of the left for a couple of moments, I think, to take a breather and recover. The Cork selectors will feel very vindicated. But right now, their team under pressure as Rory Jacob plays it into his brother Michael, who loses his way. Pat Mulcahy and needing Ronan Curran there to come across. Big one out from the full back line. Batted back in by Liam Dunn, who's discarded the blue helmet, towards Rory McCarthy. Mickey O'Connell having a better second half. That wouldn't be difficult. He was virtually anonymous in the opening 35 minutes. And it's going to be a throw ball for the referee, Erdon Macsivna, from the St. Jude's Club here in Dublin. Won by McCarthy, gathered in, however, by Sean O'Halpine. Back out towards Ronan Curran. Batted down there by Doc O'Connor, towards Liam Dunn. Tiring a little bit now, very visibly in the last 10 minutes, as Niall McCarthy, much fresher, much younger, and deadly... I was about to say deadly accurate, but inaccurate. He's put it wide. And that's now a total of 9 wides by Cork. But they have the lead. 5 points they're ahead. And not all that terribly long ago, they were behind by 6. We were talking about a crucial 10-minute phase in the game. During that 10-minute phase, Cork really took a firm command. Dave Guiney knocking it way back down there. Larry Murphy trying to win the race for possession with Diarmuid O'Sullivan. He's done so. The hand pass into the clear. An opportunity for Mitch Jordan. Second chance and another goal! Mitch Jordan! 25 minutes gone in the second half. What a match! What a thrilling semi-final! 2 between them once again. Wexford find their feet, gain in confidence, and it took the experience of Murphy to hold off the challenge. It came back to Mitch Jordan at the second time of asking. Watch as there was a little block in it the first time. Good work there by Tom Kenny, but back to a very assured Mitch Jordan, and he planted it. Cork coming back. Ben O'Connor trying to get it inside the left-hand post, fails to do so. There's only 2 points in it, 217 to 215. 10 minutes to play, plus perhaps a bit of stoppage time. Watch the goal again from another angle, and credit the presence of mind and determination of Mitch Jordan. Damien Fitzhenry's puck out. Wexford now looking for another score. They've gone through their rocky spell. They're hoping to settle a little bit now for the remaining 10 minutes. Another score might help out. Paul Codd firing it in, brilliantly in and over. Codd, the master. He's got a goal and 5, and he's made it 217 to 216. Only 1 point in it in the thriller. Puck out, quickly taken. Here's Satanto Halpine. That's a huge one. And the umpires say absolutely spot on. A goal and 3 now for Satanta. What a warrior. 218 to 216. So many heroes on both sides this afternoon in a wonderful semi-final. They've had their nervous moments, but credit the great hurling as well they've displayed in very, very hot conditions. Mickey O'Connell sees that one come bouncing off the stick of Doc O'Connor. Doc firing it way back down to the forwards again, towards Mitch Jordan. On towards Larry Murphy, being urged on. Still Larry Murphy, he misses it. Dermot O'Sullivan hooked him the first time. Great defensive work by O'Sullivan. But it bounces out towards Rory Jacob. Comes back in here towards his brother Michael. And Wexford finish with a point. Michael Jacobs got a third. It gets better and better.
Yeah, Jerry, you're seeing some fantastic scores and some great hurling. 2 very good teams, and they're making the ball do the work. It's anyone's game.
3 points for Jacob. 3 shots for Michael Jacob. Timmy McCarthy is going off the Cork team, about to be replaced by Jerry O'Connor. So the twins in business, it's Ben and Jerry. But credit Timmy McCarthy having one of his better games for Cork in this championship. He did get an injury. It might be one of the reasons the selectors have decided to take him off. But he answered a lot of his critics. Adrian Fenlon winning this one back. Inside towards Mitch Jordan. His marking was very slack on Jordan. Very slow to arrive in there. And he's off once again. Pat Mulcahy in trouble. Curran's in trouble. And Jordan's shot this time comes straight at goalkeeper Donald O'Cusack. And then he picks out the man in the corner here, who is Wayne Sherlock. Huge one down towards Niall McCarthy, over his head. Liam Dunn's lost the stick. Satanto Halpine has gained possession. Stumbles, almost falls. Good ball in towards Alan Brown. Now at full forward, remember. Waiting for somebody to take it from him. It's Niall McCarthy. 218 to 217. It's still Cork who lead. McCarthy getting it back here towards Jerry O'Connor. Great little work there by Darren Stamp, just to deny Cork momentarily, perhaps. John Gardner hitting it in and over.
That's John Gardner's 3rd point, Jerry, from play. He's really, he's picking off beautiful scores as such.
His 4th point in all in the match. And what a display. What a match. What a shame there should have to be a loser at the end of this. After Liam Dunn went in with the challenge, somewhat despairing, it came to Gardner, and that was enough. 2 between them. Cork are leading. 6 minutes to go. First of the Guinness All-Ireland hurling semi-finals, and that's Dave Guiney there standing over Joe Dean, very close to the sideline, and I think the linesman in any case was indicating that it's going to be a line ball. They all need a little breather. You have to pay credit to the players and their fitness levels and all the training they have done, Cyril, over those winter months. I was talking with Gerard Cunningham earlier on, and he said, you train in the muck and the snow and the wind and the rain and everything. You get a day like this.
Yeah, Jervis, for the love of the jersey and the love of the county, and you can't take that away.
Declan Ruth with the line ball. And his team still in some difficulty as Jerry O'Connor feeds it forward here to the centre half forward, Niall McCarthy. O'Connor had moved ahead of him. Still Niall McCarthy. His shot is a wayward one. It's wide. The puck out now for Wexford. 5 minutes to go. A place in the final at stake. They thought about a quick puck out that time because Rory McCarthy was making himself available to the right-hand side of the field. But it'll have to be taken again. Tension now on the faces of the fans here. In this wonderful sunshine. Let's not knock it. It'll be probably raining next week. Ronan Curran trying to get it forward. Niall McCarthy. Oh, steps away from Doc O'Connor, firing it on his left-hand side. Does it carry? Not quite. Disappointed. Every attack now so crucial. All the way down. Diarmuid O'Sullivan here kicking it away, but only as far as Rory McCarthy, keeping it in play. Michael Jacob taking it around Mickey O'Connell. Looks good enough, but it drops just a little bit short. Donal O'Cusack a chance to build once again. Where Wexford might have scored there, they now have to face whatever pressures may accrue from this latest Cork attack. And it's going to be a free. There was a push by Dave Guiney on Joe Dean. Free in. How a game can swing around. How Jacob might have scored one end, how Cork may possibly score down the other. Joe Dean will be the taker. He's had a good record so far in this match. He's taken 4 frees, he's scored 4.
Yeah, Gerbers is a right-handed free taker as such, and this is not an easy angle for him.
Close enough to the sideline, 45 metres out. Cork leading 219 to 217. Closing stages of the match, and he has put it wide. So both sides denied a score at either end in the last couple of minutes. 3 minutes to go. We'll be looking at the 4th official very shortly to tell us just how much is left. That's Mossy Mahan getting it way down, but it's stopped by Diarmuid O'Sullivan, who's become Cork's full-back, as he's been for so much of his career. Missed by Liam Dunn, but he's funneling back there. Tried to deny Alan Brown. Brown picks it up. In at full forward now at this stage, but playing way away from the fringe of the square. Gained by Niall McCarthy. A real tenacious player on the 40. Outside towards Joe Dean. And Dean's shot is gone to the right. And Cork fans are going to have to live with the agony for another little while. That's 14 wides now for Joe Dean's team. Sun in the eyes. Wonder on the eyes and the faces of some of the Wexford people, including their manager, John Conran. I'm sure he's saying, will we do it? He believed they could. It's getting to the stage where they'll think about getting another goal, but right now they'd settle for a point if they can get possession from this puck out from Damien Fitzhenry. Huge one in. The 2 wing-backs going for it for Cork, but it's won by Michael Jacob. Into space, nobody there at all except the goalkeeper, Donal O'Cusack. Everybody a little bit afraid and tentative at this stage about making a crucial mistake. Won by Tom Kenny, pointing the way. And this time Tom Kenny is to be denied his way, and it's a line ball taken quickly for Wexford by Rory McCarthy, but too quickly, ball rolling, and the referee says take it again, which is probably just as well, because Wexford were unlikely to gain possession.
Yeah, Gerard, when you have the likes of Adrian Finnan taking the line ball, he's kept getting this in around the house.
You may have heard the public address man say 2 minutes of extra or additional time. We're in the 34th minute now, so 3 minutes to go. 2:19 for Cork, 2:17 for Wexford. Fenlon going for another one. Remember the 2 sidelines he hit in accurately already, and Cork get it back with Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Great clearance all the length of the field. Doc O'Connor under it well. Back once again by Wexford into the middle. Gardner rising up for it, challenged in there. Mossy Mahan trying to take possession for Wexford. He's still beavering away. It breaks loose towards Adrian Fenlon. A couple of Cork players there to present a challenge. Out towards Darren Stamp, who's had experience of playing in the forwards. Good ball in. Larry Murphy's after it. They're all after it. And it's stopped by Donal O'Cusack. He takes possession, holds on securely. The keeper coming out, rampaging from his own goal. Hooked by Larry Murphy. Breaks into the centre of the field, and the keeper is still out around the middle of the field. This time very grateful to see support there come from Tom Kenny. Hits it and saved by the goalkeeper Damien Fitzhenry. We're into the added time. 2 minutes to go in the semi-final of the All-Ireland. Cork by 2 points. Larry Murphy has possession. They have players in support. Murphy. It's Mulcahy who got in the challenge that time, and it is O'Sullivan who gets the clearance away for Cork. Way downfield, down towards Satanto Halpine. Doc O'Connor takes it back for Wexford. Again, they need good primary possession here. In towards Darragh Ryan, it's such a good first half. Towards Liam Dunn, who was the star during the opening 40-45 minutes of this game for Wexford. They still challenge and attempt to get something out of that Cork defence. Donald Cusick belting it away. A minute and a half to go. Mickey O'Connell, his side 2 points up. Every attack vital. Hits it short this time. Darragh Ryan holding possession. Wexford now must go for a goal to win this, to take themselves to an All-Ireland final. Liam Dunn, huge one in towards Larry Murphy. Breaks back out. Fenlon gets a stick to it, tennis style. Across coming to try and take possession is Tom Kenny. Kenny hand passes it to another wing back, Sean O'Halpine. A minute to go now. We're in the added time, remember. 71 minutes played. Cork with possession to Alan Brown. Brown making an angle, making a shot and making a point! 2 points for Alan Brown, and that may be enough.
That could give them a breather. Fast puck out here, Joe.
Puck out taken very, very quickly. Cork have made a change there, and they have taken Niall McCarthy off, I think through sheer exhaustion, as we watch Alan Brown score that point in reprise once again. It's Seanie McGrath who's on. In terms of scoring chances so far, you won't be surprised to hear that Cork have a good deal more than Wexford, 43-30. But Wexford, once again here with Fenlon, and the referee says, hang on a while, lads, there's a substitution to be made, or two, because I note also that Chris McGrath, Hopper is coming in. That's Niall McCarthy going off. So Seanie McGrath and Hopper McGrath come on in the last couple of minutes. Larry Murphy's gone off. Only a goal can save Damien Fitzhenry's team. We've played the 2 minutes of added time, but there has been some additional stoppage time because of these substitutions. So from this puck out, I would think Wexford have to get a goal to tie the match. Alan Brown's last point puts 3 between them. Between Fenlon and Ronan Kern. Tom Kenny coming to it. And here it is with Mitch Jordan fed ahead there to the man. A goal, and it's Rory McCarthy, they're level!
It's
what a comeback!
Fantastic score, Joe. Great ball. I'd say this is going to go to a replay.
Wexford fight back valiantly with great determination. They knew exactly what they had to do, and Rory McCarthy could be their saviour. He's tied it up at 2:20 for Cork, 3:17 for Wexford. They're level for the third time, and it's all over. It goes to a replay. The end of an absolute thriller. The fans on their feet, saluting two magnificent teams. It's been a wonderfully spirited and sporting match. Brilliant play from both teams. Nobody was going to die out there. Everybody gave it the last ounce of energy. Cork thought they had done enough when Alan Brown pointed in added time, but Wexford, from the puck out from Damien Fitzhenry, got it way down the field. It bounced around a little bit. Cork were not decisive enough, and on hand, the man with the gold-coloured helmet, Rory McCarthy, stole in the 37th minute, or 2 minutes into added time, and he will hardly ever get a more important goal than that. He got 2 goals against Tipperary 2 years ago in the championship. Then Wexford were denied also at the semi-final stage. But today, Dave Guiney and his colleagues live to fight on. They deserve to do so. It would have been hard luck on either team to have lost in the circumstances. Hurling was the real winner. And at Croke Park, in the first of the semi-finals, it finishes Cork 2 goals and 20 points. Wexford 3 goals and 17. Well done all around. Let's go down to Marty.
Donald O'Grady, I'm sure you're disappointed that Wexford got that equaliser, but still happy, I'm sure it should be still there.
Well, at times during the game it looked as if we were all out, you know. Wexford put up a very, very good show, and they hurled us off the field at stages. Now, having said that, I suppose we had our chances. We missed about 3 or 4 chances in a row that went wide. But having said that, I think it was a great game, a great spectacle. And all credit to Wexford, they never give up. And I said that during the week, you know, it was a 50-50 game. They never give up at all times. You can't write them off. And I think maybe a draw was a fair result in the end.
There was great character shown by both teams. I think you were down 4 points at half-time. You're led by 5 points, all ended level.
Yeah, as I said, both teams had their chances. I suppose Wexford got a couple of chances to stick a few goals there. Larry O'Gorman went through in the end, he might have taken a point, and if they'd got the goal at the end, they'd have won by a point. But I mean, whenever you play a game like that, I mean, you're happy to come out the end. It is 0-0 now for the next day, and we're happy to be still in it.
When I met you in Cork during the week, you said about the 6-week gap. Do you think that was a factor in terms of your first half display?
Well, I mean, if you look at the first 10 minutes, I think we were flying, you know, but we didn't put any score on the board. So I was worried about the first 20 minutes. It didn't turn out like that. Wexford just showed a lot of commitment, a lot of aggression. They're a good side, I've no doubt about it, and they showed that today. They've beaten Waterford very easily. They beat Antrim when they needed to, and again they came back from the dead and drew with us today. So they're a good side and they're deserving to be having another crack off, I suppose. I'm hoping that we can shade it next day. There'll only be a point or two in it at the end if it comes down to the wire.
Well, the man beside you is John Conran, the Wexford manager. Relieved, I'm sure, to be still there.
Oh yeah, well, you know, to get that goal in the end, like, was absolutely fantastic. But our team showed great character in coming back. We were 4 points down there at one particular stage, and we came back. Having said that, we lost a 4 or 5 point lead ourselves, which we were worried about. But sure, we have to go down and get down to basics and try and play it all again now.
When I was down with you during the week in Radnor, you told me about that you were a little bit annoyed, a little bit angry, the fact that Wexford were being written off.
Well, of course I was. I mean, I think they showed out there today the true character that this team of lads have. And, you know, again, that's what it's all about, you know, fellas digging deep, going right down to the guts for it. And that's what this team has, and you can't write that off. Wexford hurling is not as bad as people say. I think we proved it out there. We're as good as anything that's out there. I mean, Cork are a very, very good team, and don't have those lads well prepared. And we had our lads well prepared to do so. I suppose a fair result at the end of the day, and we're looking forward to the replay.